Yo, what's brackin' YouTube? It's your boy Net here, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over my perfect strikeout season. If you guys didn't know, over on the strikeout server, Striker is hosting a mini competition to see whose perfect season is the best perfect season. I already submitted my bid for what I thought the perfect season would be, but in this video, I just want to go over my choices and outline why I picked what I did. I know explanations of people's challenges aren't required for this, but I didn't have a video idea for today, so I might as well give the rest of my thoughts because, as you guys can see on screen, I kind of reached the character limit when giving my explanation, so yeah, that's what this video is for. Without any further ado, let's get right into it, starting off with my pick for episode 1, Escape the Tombs. Escape the Tombs is the first episode of Season X, the Victor season, and it is one of my favorite episode 1 challenges because it's a pretty laid back challenge, at least when you compare it with more of the recent episode 1s, Assassinate the Assassins, Slapstick, etc. Those are all very chaotic PvP challenges, whereas Escape the Tombs kind of takes a step back and lets you talk with the other players in a more calm manner while trying to escape the tombs. And yeah, it's just an overall more chill, laid back episode 1, and it allows the viewers to kind of get to know the cast past the cast reveals and stuff like that. I also like how it's more of a solo challenge and how your fate in the season rests only on your choices that you made in Escape the Tombs, and not on if you got targeted or if you got killed. It's only your own decisions that got you there. I just like the concept of Escape the Tombs, and yeah, it is my number 1 pick, absolutely no questions asked, episode 1 for my perfect season. My pick for episode 2 is The Purge from season 4. The Purge is a very underrated challenge, and it gets overshadowed by Striker Myers, which is its bigger brother, some would say. The Purge did make an appearance kind of in Season 9 as the pseudo redemption challenge after the Striker Myers v2, but the Purge is just a challenge I want to see brought back. In the perfect season scenario, they would be playing on the same map from Season 4, but just in general, I want to see this challenge come back in some way, shape, or form in a future Strikeout season, and it's just a very basic challenge idea that I think works really well in the Strikeout franchise, and yeah, that's why it would be my episode 2 pick. My episode 3 pick would be Bridgetory, and this is a challenge that some people would be surprised that I pick for my perfect season, considering I was eliminated in it in season 13, but it holds a special place in my heart. I still think the challenge is a very good challenge despite the outcome in season 13. I'm more so interested to see how Bridgetory would play in a solo season compared to a team season. There's just a lot of ways to play Bridgetory. You could alliance with other people, you can truce with other people. There's just a lot of strategy that goes into this simple game at the surface. And so, yeah, I really like Bridgetory, and seeing it being played with multiple people would be very interesting. I feel like it would be a lot more fast-paced than the original Bridgetory it was in Season 13, considering there's more people fighting for their life compared to blocks of teams fighting for their life. So, yeah, Bridgetory takes the episode 3 slot in my perfect season. For my episode 4 pick, we have a very interesting pick, at least in my opinion. We have Tug of Score, which is the season 13 finale. Tug of Score was a 2v2 game in the finale of season 13, and you may be asking how this would work as a Final 4 challenge. I think Striker could take a duck versus duck season 12 episode 1 type approach where you split them up into 2 teams based on their Bridgetory placements, and then the 2 teams of 4 would fight it out, and then you split up the losing team of 4 into another groups of 2, and then you play it just like the finale in a best of 3. I think that would be an awesome episode 4, and I think a lot of people would be interested to see how Tug of Score would play with more people on one team. And yeah, I just want to see more Tug of Score in Strikeout in general, so that is why it takes episode 4 of my perfect season. In episode 5, we have Strike and Seek from season 11. This is one of the fan favorite challenges, as well as just a very scary challenge to play in general. It's a very solid challenge, nothing much else to say. It also lets Striker get bloodthirsty, and it remedies his seething rage he gets every season until he's able to take it out on the cast members. So I'm sure Striker would like the fact that Strike and Seek is included in my perfect season. And yeah, it's just a very solid, not quite PvP challenge, but more of just running away from Striker challenge that I think would fit very well in this perfect season. For episode 6, we have Parkour Roulette. This is another fan favorite challenge from Strikeout Game Show season 11, and it fills the parkour quota that needs to be met every Strikeout season. It is probably the most popular parkour challenge that has ever come out of Strikeout, and I think a lot of people would like to play it, and a lot of people would like to see it happen again in another perfect season. There's a lot of replayability to Parkour Roulette, which is why I think a lot of people love it, me included. It's just an excellent challenge overall, and it's still fun to play even if you get out on that episode. So just an overall great challenge, and that is why it's in my perfect season. Now, episode 7 is a doozy. For the final 4 challenge, we have the Gauntlet. This is a finale challenge that not a lot of people talk about when thinking about finales in Strikeout. A lot of people gloss over the Gauntlet, but I think the Gauntlet is one of my favorite finales ever in Strikeout. I just like the idea of having to score points against the enemy team. It has a very Save the Citizen type vibe, which is why I guess I really like it. And I want to see how it works in a season with 4 players in a free-for-all compared to a 2v2 in a team scenario. It's a very intense PvP challenge that rewards good decision making and bow skills, and you just have to be pretty smart while playing it. You have to be smart at who to shoot and where to be at the right time. So the Gauntlet is just overall a great Strikeout challenge, and it's just a challenge that I'd like to see in a Final 4 scenario. We're getting close to the end here of my perfect season. For episode 8, the final 3, we have Levitation Ultimatum from season 9. And this is a super solid non-PvP challenge where you have to be very smart in your decision making as well. Finding the final 3 challenges was difficult because it's an odd number of people and it's hard to find good challenge for that few people. I wanted to pick a challenge that de-incentivizes targeting in the final 3 so 2 people can't just gang up on the one other person, and Levitation Ultimatum is just that perfect challenge. I feel like it's a lot more interesting compared to challenges like Cobble Climbers or Race to the Place. I think Levitation Ultimatum is a little bit more fast-paced than those other game modes, and it's just a solid final 3 challenge that deserves to make it somewhere on this list, no matter where it would be, because it would work as any player challenge, but I think putting it in the final 3 slot just as it was in season 9 is just very poetic, and it just works out quite well. So that is why it is my penultimate episode in my perfect season. And finally, the finale challenge of my perfect season. You guessed it, it is Sumo Skies. It is a fan favorite challenge from season 9, and this will be the epic grand finale for my perfect season. There's only few challenges that would work as a finale and live up to the hype of an incredible season like the one I created. Sumo Skies and Platformer are very similar challenges, and both of them were actually in contention for the finale. But in my opinion, Sumo Skies tops Platformer because it allows for multiple ways for the underdog to claw back when their back is against the wall. You saw me do it in season 9. There's plenty of ways to come back in a game when you are below the other player, whether it be shooting them with a bow or just getting better positioning with your elytra. There's just so many things you can do in Sumo Skies that you just can't do in other finales, and it creates an epic environment for a crazy finale. Given my history with it and the fans loving it, I think it's a no-brainer to put Sumo Skies as the finale for my perfect season. Overall, for my season, I wanted a mix of PvP, parkour, and solo type game modes distributed throughout, and I think I accomplished this with my perfect season. I think there's a good amount of variety in this season. There's not too much of one thing, and that is why this is my perfect season, and I think I made a pretty good list. Comment down below your perfect season of Strikeout. If you haven't already, go check out the Strikeout Discord where you can submit your own perfect season of Strikeout, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.